Death Crew Society on the air. Here we are, Living Dead weekend, and the great and powerful Greg Nicotero is taking a few minutes to sit down with us and answer a couple of questions. How you doing, Greg?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Excellent, man. Living Dead weekend, man. You've been involved in lots of these properties around, but what's it like?
Most of them.
Most of them, exactly.
We were just thinking about that, yeah.
What's it like coming back and celebrating George's stuff and your stuff here in a place like this, and in the actual place where they shot Dawn of the Dead?
Well, look, I mean, I'm born and raised here, so this is like a homecoming for me. I love it. You know, I was here before Living Dead Weekend even existed. They did a zombie walk here probably 12 years ago. And I got here Sunday morning, maybe it was Steel City Con or one of those, and there was 1,000 people walking through the mall dressed as zombies, and I had goosebumps. It was so crazy. So I'm honored. I'm delighted to be here. It's kind of fun to be in the mall. It's still, if you go back into the boiler room,
Yeah.
it's the exact same. Like, they haven't
Nice.
changed any of the switches. The sound of the boiler room is exactly the same.
We're taking the tour on Sunday, so yeah, we're looking forward to it.
It's kind of wild. So, you know, I feel like everything in my career, it's an opportunity to thank George for what he's done for me and what he's done for a lot of fans.
Yeah.
So I like coming back and celebrating with everybody, except Everett Burrell. Other than everyone else.
All right.
A little side dig, if
yes,
you will.
yes. We're going to let that go.
That's our friendship.
You have been involved in just pretty much every major property. Which one's like the most satisfying, or you look at it now and go like, you know what, we did good there?
Oh God, that's hard. I mean, we've done a lot of projects. You know, Sin City that we did in 2004 with Robert. I loved working on that movie, and I felt like between, you know, Mickey Rourke and Benicio del Toro and Nick Stahl and Clive Owen and like Rosario, like that cast, that was kind of a dream project. And that was before they were doing a lot of movies that all had digital backgrounds. Like that whole movie, aside from Inside the Strip Club, was all shot on green screen.
Right.
So that really, I felt like Robert was one of the first people to really do that and do it well. That it's kind of cool.
All right.
And you kind of grew up, though, in kind of an innovative and with directors that, like Romero, that were kind of shaping their own mold, like Rodriguez ended up doing 40 years later. And do you see them learning the same lessons, or have they adapted those lessons as they've gone on?
No, I think they learn the same lessons, but it's almost like the speed with which technology changes in filmmaking exponentially has just gone faster and faster and faster. You know, when between, like with Robert, between doing Spy Kids in 2000 and Sin City in 2004, the technology just incrementally sped up. You know, in the 70s, you know, when you had guys like Wes and Sean Cunningham and John Carpenter and George and Tobe Hooper, you know, I was talking about this earlier, you know, they were sort of these maverick, rebellious filmmakers that were rebelling against what people told them they could never show or never shoot. So I feel like that spirit, Robert has the exact same spirit. Robert was this young, scrappy kid from Texas that just forced his way into the industry with just being this sort of brash, like, oh, everybody tells me I need $1 million to make a movie. Well, I'm going to make one with $7,000, and let's see how that works out.
I'm going to submit myself to medical experiments to get this movie made.
Absolutely. So, you know, I feel like the horror genre really sort of appeals to those renegade type of filmmakers, you know, and in terms of the special effects element, that's one thing that I think we were all inspired by the filmmakers that did that. So the people that wanted to do special effects all sort of came from the same cloth. It's just a very simple scenario where you're either a writer, a director, or an effects artist, and it's it's like that line, like, oh, in Indiana Jones, it just took a slight nudge to push you out of the light. You could have been more like me. That's all of us. So we're all kind of in that same world,
Creep Show. We've heard you've been over coast, getting this done, doing your work from this side. They're working over there.
Yeah.
Anything you can give us on it, like guest stars, directors, something?
Yeah,
and how's it coming, man?
It's great. We spent, because I had to finish shooting Walking Dead. We ended up pushing our Creep Show shoot schedule. Originally, we would have been filming in March, but we weren't able to start filming until the end of May. So I wasn't able to get all the scripts ready in time because I was working on the last couple episodes of Walking Dead. But the stories are great. We've really got a really unique bunch of storytellers, in terms of the directors. PJ Pesh, who I worked with on one of the From Dusk Till Dawn sequels, and he did one of the Lost Boys movies. He's directing. Sam and Kaylee Spear, they're like young filmmakers from Vancouver. They're directing an episode. I'm directing an episode. John Harrison's back. So there's a lot of great directors, a lot of great writers, and we moved the production from Georgia to Vancouver. So that was, we have a great crew up there, a lot of really dedicated people, but that was a little scary because it's kind of like starting over again. You have people that were dedicated to the show, but Chris Wishart, who's our production designer, Trish, our costume designer, there's a lot of really dedicated people. So Rob Draper's back. It's really just me and Rob that are the only two holdovers aside from Julia Hobgood, who's one of our producers. So
Can you tell us just nothing spoilery or anything like that?
Dies.
Okay, excellent. No, can you tell us a little bit about how it feels after so long with The Walking Dead and finally saying goodbye to that group of characters?
It's very strange because it hasn't hit me yet. I have one more scene to shoot, but the truth of the matter is, I was really expecting to have some major reaction to ending a 12-year run, but there are other Walking Dead shows in development, and I'm part of all those shows, so I'm not really saying goodbye. I'm saying goodbye to the mothership and that element of the show. But I'll be honest, it hasn't hit me yet. And I know actors that had left the show, like Stephen Yeun and Sarah Callies and John Bernthal and all of them, that said it took like a year for it to really sink in that it was done. So I think I'm in that realm. I mean, the finale was really a rough shoot, and I put everything I had into it, so I don't think I've had a chance to even process it yet.
Well, you said you have one more scene to shoot, so does that mean you're directing the finale?
I am directing the finale. I don't know if they've announced that yet, though. Woohoo! So nobody talk about
Scoop.
Exclusive.
No.
See, I read between the lines on that.
Because I think that people posted on Instagram that I had directed. So it might be, the cat might be out of that bag already. But yes.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Greg Nicotero on Death Curse Society. DCS out.
Hey there, it's Greg Nicotero. You are watching Death Curse Society podcast on YouTube, Twitch, anywhere else that you look for it. You're going to find it because you can't miss it.